On a foggy morning in September 2024, a satellite caught it. China's H-20 stealth bomber, not a rumor, not a theory, real. American defense analysts saw those photos and went silent. For 70 years, the US owned stealth technology. The B-2 Spirit had no rival. But that just changed. China just closed a gap everyone thought was impossible to close. This isn't just another bomber. This is a warning. In the next few minutes, we're breaking down why the Pentagon is genuinely worried, what makes this aircraft revolutionary, and whether America can stay ahead. Let's go. For 20 years, Western intelligence operated under one comfortable assumption: China was playing catch-up. Sure, they had ambitions. Sure, they invested heavily in defense. But there was still a gap, a buffer. America was ahead. Then the satellite images arrived, and everything shifted. What researchers spotted wasn't a completed aircraft. It was something more unsettling, a partially revealed prototype during a routine hangar observation at the XAC facility in Xi'an. But even incomplete, the silhouette told a story that made military analysts sit up. The shape was unmistakably familiar, yet distinctly different from anything China publicly acknowledged. The H-20, or Xi'an H-20, was no longer theoretical. It was real. It existed. It was being tested. Unlike leaked rumors and social media speculation, the H-20's existence emerged through satellite imagery analysis conducted by experts who'd spent years watching Chinese airfields. These professionals weren't guessing. They were reading blueprints written in concrete and steel. Did you know? The H-20 project remained so classified that US intelligence didn't have visual confirmation until the early 2020s, over a decade of weapons development happening essentially invisible to the world's most sophisticated surveillance apparatus. What makes this sobering is the timeline. The B-2 Spirit took nearly 3 decades to develop, costing around $44 billion. China compressed that cycle dramatically. How? By acquiring significant portions of stealth design data through cyber espionage, leaked defense documents, and reverse engineering. American officials suspect Chinese intelligence gathered critical technical foundations throughout the 2000s. When engineers can start from proven concepts rather than building from theory, they move faster, much faster. China essentially skipped 15 years of trial and error development. Stealth isn't magic. These planes don't become invisible. They're engineered to be low observable to radar, how militaries track aircraft across vast distances. Traditional radar works like throwing a ball at a wall and catching the bounce. Detect the reflection, locate the object. Stealth redirects that ball. The aircraft's shape, materials, and coatings scatter and absorb radar waves rather than reflecting them back. The H-20 evolves this concept profoundly. Look at China's previous bombers, the H-6 and its variants, and you see conventional design. Cylindrical fuselage, protruding tail, wings attached to the sides, high radar signature. Designed for payload capacity and range, not invisibility. The H-20 employs a flying wing configuration. Imagine a flattened diamond with barely any vertical components, no pronounced tail fin, no protruding fuselage. The entire airframe is the wing. This does something remarkable. It reduces radar cross-section to a fraction of conventional bombers. Some analysts estimate the H-20's radar signature might be comparable to a large bird head-on, compared to the H-6 reading like a commercial airliner. Did you know? The B-2 Spirit pioneered the flying wing design in the late 1980s and entered service in the 1990s. But radar technology evolved. Modern systems specifically hunt stealth aircraft. The H-20's engineers faced an exponentially harder problem: remaining undetectable against radars calibrated to catch stealth. But stealth is more than shape. Materials matter enormously. The H-20 incorporates advanced carbon fiber composites developed over the past decade, lighter than aluminum and engineered to absorb electromagnetic energy rather than reflect it. Carbon-based composite materials, when properly layered with specialized coatings, eat radar waves. Energy gets absorbed into the material structure rather than bouncing back. China invested billions in reverse engineering and improving these concepts. Recent developments in metamaterials, engineered substances with artificial electromagnetic properties, suggest remarkable absorption potential. The outer surface features an advanced radar-absorbing coating, likely improved from earlier designs but incorporating new formulations. These coatings degrade over time, require regular reapplication, and add weight and maintenance complexity. But they work. Combine these coatings with the aerodynamic shape and composite structure underneath, and you get an aircraft tremendously difficult to detect with conventional radar. Military technology isn't about the fanciest toys. It's about what those systems let you do strategically that you couldn't do before. The H-20 isn't just another bomber, it's a shift in the fundamental power balance in the Western Pacific. For 75 years, American air superiority anchored regional stability. American aircraft could reach anywhere. American bases projected power across the entire Pacific. Carrier strike groups operated with the comfortable knowledge that their air defense systems and fighters would dominate in any conflict. The H-20 threatens this assumption in multiple ways. First, range. An H-20 with a 4,000-kilometer combat radius could strike targets across enormous distances without multiple refuelings or forward bases. From central China, it could reach American installations in Japan, Guam, and the Philippines, while remaining virtually undetectable. That fundamentally changes strategic calculus. Did you know? The B-2 Spirit carries up to 16 precision-guided bombs or cruise missiles while maintaining its stealth profile. If the H-20 matches or exceeds this, China would suddenly possess continent-spanning precision strike capability while remaining difficult to detect by conventional radar systems. Second, weapons integration. Stealth bombers' real power lies in their ability to deliver weapons undetected. The H-20 is expected to carry land attack cruise missiles, precision-guided bombs, and potentially hypersonic weapons. Some analysts suspect it may be capable of deploying air-launched hypersonic missiles. Imagine a hypersonic weapon launched from an undetectable platform, traveling at Mach 5 or higher. Your air defense systems wouldn't have enough reaction time. Third, psychological messaging. When China unveiled H-20 concept images, they sent a global signal: we're no longer catching up. We're in the game. That message resonates across Asia. Smaller nations are recalculating their security assumptions. Can America still protect them? Will America respond if conflict erupts? That uncertainty is itself a strategic victory for China. If the H-20 is truly stealthy, how do we know it exists? The answer reveals something profound about modern warfare. While the H-20 defeats traditional radar, it still exists physically. Low Earth orbit satellites can detect its shape and movement. Infrared sensors pick up engine heat. Acoustic systems might identify its presence. Intelligence from human sources, spies, defectors, and engineers provides crucial puzzle pieces. But this creates enormous military challenges. Traditional air defense systems become nearly useless against stealth platforms. A radar designed to detect large aircraft at 100 kilometers away might not spot the H-20 until 20 to 30 kilometers, insufficient response time. Missiles designed for targets visible minutes ahead now get only seconds against stealth bombers. Did you know? Stealth technology in the 1990s rendered entire generations of air defense systems obsolete. The Russian military, heavily invested in sophisticated radar networks, found many systems nearly useless when encountering American stealth aircraft during the 1999 Kosovo conflict. That technological shock still shapes military strategy today. This is why American planners are exploring alternative detection methods. Distributed sensor networks combining multiple radar types, active, passive, and synthetic aperture, are being tested. Infrared tracking systems, acoustic sensors, space-based surveillance. Individually, these are insufficient. Together, they might detect stealth aircraft. But these systems cost billions. They require constant maintenance. They demand highly coordinated networks. Japan, South Korea, and other American allies would need to invest tens of billions upgrading their air defense infrastructure. Even then, no guarantee exists. Stealth and detection continue evolving in an endless technological arms race. China understands this. They're investing not just in the H-20, but in electronic warfare systems that jam and confuse enemy radars. They're developing integrated air defense networks that use alternative detection methods. They're linking all military platforms, air, land, sea, and space, into a unified information network where collective intelligence creates a real-time battlefield picture. The implication is unsettling. The first nation capable of deploying stealth bombers while also possessing advanced detection and counter-stealth systems gains an enormous strategic advantage. Right now, America possesses that edge, but the gap is closing. When rival powers develop weapons matching your capabilities, implications cascade beyond military strategy. Defense industries shift, budget priorities change, research directions reorient, political decisions get made. The H-20 already triggers cascading effects across American defense, increased funding requests for next-generation bombers, the Air Force accelerating B-21 radar development with heightened urgency, serious discussions about hypersonic delivery systems, proposals for entirely new aircraft concepts operating with AI-assisted systems and unmanned platforms. Did you know? The American military-industrial complex involves over 400,000 defense contractors, suppliers, and businesses, representing roughly $500 billion annually. When strategic priorities shift, and the H-20 definitely triggered shifts, that represents enormous cascading effects. Companies comfortable with existing contracts compete for new ones. Regions with secure defense employment worry about losses. Members of Congress from defense districts push priorities locally. Chinese defense industry deliberately blends military and civilian technology development, maximizing efficiency and reducing costs. American contractors operate within decades-old regulatory frameworks, sometimes making them slower and more expensive. But American defense contractors innovate incredibly when properly motivated. Fear of falling behind doesn't inspire complacency, it inspires action. Within months of H-20 evidence, proposals circulated for entirely new American concepts. Some might reach development within 5 to 10 years, others are decades away. But innovation accelerates. Meanwhile, China faces challenges. Building a stealth bomber is impressive. Mass-producing stealth bombers while maintaining quality is exponentially harder. America took years refining B-2 production. China will face similar challenges: engineering failures, cost overruns, quality control issues. But ultimately, overcoming these obstacles gives them genuinely rival military capability. This technological competition represents a genuine commitment by both nations to dominate military technology for decades. Resources devoted will be staggering. Japan worries, South Korea worries, Taiwan worries, the Philippines, Vietnam, Australia, every nation structuring defense around American superiority now recalculates decades-old assumptions. This isn't panic. It's strategic reality. If China possesses stealth bombers capable of striking targets across enormous distances while remaining difficult to detect, regional security frameworks fundamentally change. Japan's defense rested on American aircraft maintaining dominance, protecting Japanese airspace. That might remain true. But uncertainty now exists that Chinese aircraft could penetrate Japanese defenses previously thought impenetrable. That uncertainty alone changes calculations. South Korea, nestled between China and North Korea, faces similar questions. Taiwan, the most vulnerable, faces the starkest questions. Does America still defend us? If China projects power silently across the Taiwan Strait, landing precision strikes on military installations before detection, can Taiwan's military hold? Did you know? Taiwan invested enormously in air defense specifically to counter traditional Chinese bombers and fighters. Many systems are optimized against conventional aircraft with large radar signatures. Against stealth platforms like the H-20, effectiveness drops significantly. Taiwan now faces spending billions on newer systems not yet existing in mature form, addressing threats only recently becoming real. This creates Chinese diplomatic opportunities. Nations doubting American security guarantees might recalculate diplomatic positions. They might reduce American military coordination. They might become more accommodating toward Chinese interests. That's the strategic victory beyond military capability, a geopolitical pressure tool. We're at a genuine inflection point in military history. For decades, the question wasn't, can stealth bombers exist? The B-2 proved yes. The question was, will other nations catch up? Answer, yes, they will. China has demonstrated credible stealth bomber development. Whether the H-20 matches the B-2 in all capabilities remains uncertain. Whether it exceeds in some areas while falling short in others is almost certain. But the fundamental gap, where only America possessed advanced stealth bomber capability, has closed. Not full parity, but considerably closing. What does the next decade mean? Several things clarify. First, stealth technology continues evolving. We'll see 5th generation and 6th generation designs from multiple nations. Hypersonic delivery systems, unmanned stealth platforms carrying enormous weapons payloads without pilots, systems yet unimagined. Second, air defense evolves in response. Nations developing effective detection and interception capabilities against stealth platforms gain determining advantages in future conflicts. Research into alternative detection, passive radar, infrared tracking, distributed sensor networks receives intense focus. Did you know? The US Department of Defense allocates over $2 billion annually to R&D specifically countering stealth threats from rivals. That exceeds the entire military spending of many nations. The urgency is clear. The commitment is real. Third, war's calculus itself changes. Historically, nations could detect aircraft during attacks, giving minutes for response. Against stealth platforms, response times compress to seconds. That means more automation, more AI-assisted decision-making, more reliance on systems reacting faster than humans authorize. Future wars might be fought by artificial intelligence making critical decisions faster than human commanders. The H-20 marks a turning point. America no longer has stealth dominance. A new era of military competition has begun, and the stakes have never been higher. If you found this analysis valuable, subscribe for more geopolitical breakdowns. Drop a comment. Do you think America can maintain its edge? Thanks for watching.